Enemy officer down.
25 best PS4 strategy games.
Bingo.
Number 25. Nobunaga's Ambition, Sphere of Influence, Ascension. The game provides the player with an amazing, worthwhile experience, which is why this game is recommended to anyone who's a fan of strategy games or Japanese history. On top of everything else, this title shows that strategy games work on consoles. Number 24. They Are Billions. There's not a lot of groundbreaking stuff here in terms of gameplay, but that doesn't mean that They Are Billions is in any way derivative. Part strategy game in the vein of Command & Conquer and StarCraft, and part tower defense game, They Are Billions provides nearly limitless replayability.
Order, sir.
What do you want? What?
Number 23. Deception 4, The Nightmare Princess. The use of these interesting gameplay mechanics as well as heavy doses of anime and manga influence make this a decidedly Japanese game. If you want a unique game that is somewhat out there for a strategy game, it is hard to beat Deception 4 both in that sense and literally. Number 22. Aven Colony. As a standard in the city building genre, there are a variety of building types and special buildings that give your colony specific capabilities. In many ways, these mechanics might remind gamers of an RPG, as watching the various stats that govern your settlement determines whether you thrive or fail in Aven Colony. Number 21. God Wars Future Past. A beautiful game that is designed from the ground up for fans of classic titles such as Tactics Battle Ogre and Final Fantasy Tactics. God Wars Future Past has 30 different class specializations, 600 skills to master, and 200 different weapons. All of that, plus richly detailed and compelling Japanese lore, makes God Wars both a unique and must-play game. Number 20. Anomaly 2. Anomaly 2 combines so many critical elements that comprise the real-time strategy genre that it is both a testament to fusion and an example of everything that makes the genre great. 11-bit studios knock it out of the park with this sequel, which offers more unique combinations and possible strategies than ever before. Number 19. Mutant Year Zero Road to Eden. Mutant Year Zero encourages exploration and interaction with the surrounding environment as well as combat. What results is a unique blend of gameplay mechanics that invests you in the story on over here and explains the world's situation in an organic way.
You did good. Get your asses over here.
Number 18. Phantom Doctrine. Divided into 3 main segments, including global management, intelligence operations, and local tactical missions, Phantom Doctrine combines the resource management of a city game or real-time strategy title with elements found in tactical squad shooters. The combination of conspiracies with the Cold War era results in a game that is both compelling and hours of fun. Number 17. This War of Mine, The Little Ones. As you guide your characters through their daily lives and choices, the player has to start making decisions about what to do with increasingly little, as the game is ostensibly about survival, but also about how humans interact with one another as the ties of society come under strain. Number 16. Tropico 5. Commit yourself to one side or the other in the Cold War, exploit your island's resources during the colonial period, or establish a tourist haven in the modern era. The choice is yours. That is to say that you can expect traditional Tropico mechanics even though the game is boldly trying new things.
A deal for you today. As Crown representative, I can offer you your...
Number 15. Utawarerumono Mask of Truth. One of the most popular Bisoujo games in the turn-based strategy genre, the subject matter might be a little on the mature side, with love-making scenes between the protagonist and the female characters featuring heavily in the game. But I guess gamers, of all people, will like it. Number 14. Grand Kingdom. Grand Kingdom is a solid strategy RPG, especially if you've been hankering for something new and different. It feels like it has a solid foundation and the game is entertaining, and strategy fans should appreciate all decisions it puts in their hands. Number 13. Hitman Go Definitive Edition. Though it wears the Hitman name, Hitman Go is more like a puzzle game than anything else. Compellingly fun in the beginning and maddeningly challenging in the end, Hitman Go is a surprising game given its platform, and one that will have players revisiting it time and time again.
To get my bearings.
Number 12. Worms W.M.D. The Worms games are always about a death match, though it has a thick coat of turn-based strategy basted on top of it for good measure. Players that are looking for a game that is great with friends and family can really do no better than this title.
Ooh, I try to remain calm in deep water.
There are still some of us that are unarmed.
Number 11. Masquerada, Songs and Shadows. Inspired by Venetian masquerades from the Renaissance, Masquerada is at turns a traditional RPG and at others a turn-based tactical game in the same vein as Tactics Ogre. This game's unique song and magic mechanic makes it stand out in terms of execution, though the game is much more traditional than the story might otherwise suggest.
This looks good.
Number 10. DG2 Defense Grid 2. Combining the appeal of tower defense with a grid strategy game, DG2 is simultaneously about the big picture as well as the small scene. In every respect a traditional strategy game, DG2 prides itself on offering challenges catering to all player levels and is perfect for the casual as well as the hardcore. Number 9. Nobunaga's Ambition, Sphere of Influence. Nobunaga's Ambition is all about conducting warfare, domestic policy, and diplomacy. And it's definitely not a historical game for the faint of heart. Plunging players headfirst into a bloody conflict, Nobunaga's Ambition prides itself on accuracy, historicity, and the player's ability to move the needle one way or the other.
Been several long months.
Number 8. The Banner Saga. With many twisting and looping yarns of narrative twinning together, the Banner Saga is all about player choice and the impact it has on the game's world. The best part of all is that, once you finish it once, you can play again and again, making different choices each time for a new story experience. Number 7. Stellaris Console Edition. This space exploration and colonization game involves layered gameplay and a procedurally generated universe that is never the same. Replay value aside, the quirky nature of the various civilizations you encounter, coupled with the unpredictable game world, makes Stellaris a title not to be taken lightly, but also one that can be picked up and played at any time. Number 6. Prison Architect. Making money off of incarcerating people might be a disturbing thought for some, but it results in a game that is oddly relevant and a lot of fun to play. Prison Architect is deceptive in its beginnings, but extremely tough the bigger your prison gets. A complete recommend for players that enjoy social simulation games. Number 5. Disgaea 5 Alliance of Vengeance. Dripping with anime goodness and harkening to older PC strategy games, this game is great for fans of Japanese games as well as intense, involved, and deep turn-based strategy titles. A thoroughly challenging game that offers tons of content and replay value, Disgaea 5 is emblematic of just how different games in the tactical genre can be. Number 4. Invisible Ink Console Edition. Squad-based tactical games are always interesting in that they force the player to make everyone work together even if that doesn't really appeal. Learning each squad mate's abilities and specialties is one thing, but combining them with others in an effective way makes Invisible surprisingly challenging. Number 3. Valkyria Chronicles 4. Turn-based tactical RPG Valkyria Chronicles 4 sheds the sword and sorcery so common to the genre and, instead, gives us martial tactics centered on armored cavalry and guns. Unique without being opaque, Valkyria Chronicles 4 is the definition of quirky, but it is also a batch of fun. Number 2. XCOM 2. As a ragtag gang trying to free the world, the tactics used are different than the search and destroy missions of the first game. Even though, that makes an appearance here as well as the base building and research tree that helps arm your squad with better, more effective weapons. Number 1. Valkyria Chronicles Remastered. Though it uses armaments and weapons that straddle a world between fantasy and reality, Valkyria Chronicles is, at its most basic level, a traditional squad RPG and, at its most complex, is a gripping tale of struggle and heroism. You'll be playing it again and again for years, just like the best in the genre.
Welcome to my lab, such as it is.
Anyone who steps foot inside our netherworld is an enemy! Eliminate them!